What's up, everybody? It's your favorite intergalactic party boy here, Connor Daniels, aka Potato, and today we're doing something a little bit different. As a lot of you may know, I have an extensive background in audio engineering, but just because I have a fancy degree and years of experience recording bands and live instruments, doesn't mean I know jack about recording bass music or producing bass music. So I have been spending the last couple of weeks diligently trying to translate my skills and knowledge to this new art form, new to me, and documenting my journey for this YouTube channel. And I told myself when I made this channel that I wasn't going to do tutorials, not just because I don't feel like I'm at the point where I can provide useful knowledge on these subjects, but mostly because I want this channel to be more broadly focused on entertaining creators and lovers of dance music alike. But on today's video, we're going to be doing exactly that. I have been in discussions with another YouTuber who does provide immensely valuable knowledge, and I sincerely encourage you to go check out his channel, which is called BeatsbyVanityTV, right here on YouTube. I'll link the videos in the description below, but seriously, some YouTubers spend this much time providing this much knowledge, and this guy spends about this much time providing this much knowledge. It's kind of crazy. He's not even trying to hit those mid-rolls with these 3-minute videos, so it's honestly very impressive. And speaking of dragging on, if you want to skip ahead to the actual subject material in this video, go ahead and click on this timestamp right here. You'll get to what we're actually going to be talking about. And today we're going to talk about two of his videos. One is about gain staging and the other is about clipping and bus processing. I might split this up into two videos depending on how long this gets in the edit, but let's go ahead and dive into gain staging, since that's the entire reason why I'm making this video in the first place. Again, please go check out his full video. It's incredibly short but packed full of info, and for the purposes of our discussion, we'll be talking about lowering the levels of every channel in your session pre-fader, meaning before any of the audio gets processed by your plugins, you want to be able to control the level of your instruments before it hits the channel fader. And while this is relatively easy in other DAWs, it can be a bit tricky in Ableton Live. And in our discussion in the comments, I was so bold as to claim that I could do this with one knob, and homie said, bet. Now, at the time I said this, I didn't exactly know how I was going to pull it off. Oops. But I was confident that I would still find a way, and I know I have a very powerful tool in my back pocket that is available to live users, and that, of course, is Max for Live. Now, I don't think that everybody has access to these tools with Ableton Live Standard. I know it comes with Live Suite, which is what I have, and it looks like it's about $200 USD to upgrade, but it's well worth it for live users, especially since I was able to come up with this really clever workaround for our problem. So let's go ahead and dive into Live and check it out. So first off, you're going to want to go ahead and pick up this pack called Max for Live Essentials. You just go ahead and type it into the Google search bar, Max for Live Essentials, and then click on the first link. It's a little bit tricky to find it in the actual Ableton Live website, so that's pretty much the easiest way to find it. You'll need to log in. I'm not going to do that right now, but there'll be a download button right here. You'll click that download, and it will launch Live. If Live's already open, then it will just install. Once you've downloaded it, you click on it, and it will just open the pack. Next, we need to dive into Ableton Live itself and open the pack. Now, what we're looking at right here is my, this is my template. It's based on that Ahi Skrillex, which might be a little bit out of date at this point. But one thing you'll notice on each one of my channels as I go through, there's a utility at the beginning of every chain that is in my actual setup. And what's cool is I've got it set up that where if you add a new MIDI or audio channel, so like say we're in this bass group and I click on this bass here and we want to add a new MIDI channel, this will automatically add a utility there. And the way that you do that is if you have like this bass channel, you'd go in here and you'd say save as default MIDI track. I have that saved for both my audio and MIDI tracks. So the next thing, we want to go into our Max for Live Essentials packs. You go to the browser and you go to packs, Max for Live Essentials. We're going to go to Audio, Max Audio Effects, Control Devices. We're going to pick this guy up right here, this Multi-Map AXD. So I'm actually going to go to my main channel and we're going to kill it. We're going to delete the old ones because I'm going to show you how to make it from scratch. What we're going to do is we're going to double click on this guy, and that'll add it to the our master chain here. And you need to go check out Vanity's video, because he's talking about gain staging, and he's using, I actually bought this specifically after using that. It came automatically calibrated at -18. He wants you to try and turn down all of the levels of everything in your session simultaneously by the same amount, so that the loudest part of your track hits 0 decibels VU at the master channel. And I said I can do that with one knob. I'm about to show you exactly how to do that. So we're going to this multi-map. It can only do 8 parameters at a time, which is fine, because we're going to go here. We're going to create a group, open up the macros, and we're going to take this master macro right here and map it to macro 1. And then here we're going to break up each one of these multi-maps by group. So we're going to call this one base. So we're going to rename, call this base. It doesn't really matter. It's just to help us kind of keep things organized. And what we're going to do now is we're going to click on map. I'm going to get rid of actually this. And it's still blinking, so it's ready to map. We're going to go to our sub, and we're going to click on the gain of this utility, and that just grayed it out, because now with this one knob right here in the macro section, we can actually do this. Let's crank it all the way up, and then if we click back on sub, you can see it's cranked all the way up. That's not great, so the final step for this is we want to double click over here on the range and set that to 50%. So now when this knob is at 100%, the utility will be at 0 dB. We're probably never going to want to push the gain higher. We're going to use this master knob to just bring the gain down. So we do this, we bring this down by this much. We'll click in here on the subs down. Now let's go to this MIDI channel that we just created. Let's do it again. So it's map this to this MIDI channel, gain. And you'll see it's already been reduced by the same amount. So if we go down to 0, this one's at 0, negative infinity. This one's also at negative infinity. So that's the basic way to do it. Let's do it one more time by taking this. Oh, my dog just joined us. Hi, Bumper. I thought you was my wife, but you're the boy. You don't understand that I'm doing a video. Hello, Bubbles. That's my man's. Are you going to stay in here or are you going to leave? You're gonna be in here for a minute, and then you're gonna complain that you're here. Hi. So let's jump back into this. We're gonna drop another multi-effect here, and let's actually call this rename drums. I know I have kick and snare and my top drums separate, but for purposes of this, we can just keep them all as the same thing. I also don't think that I would need to assign the utility gain for the buses to the master knob, because we're already doing it to all the tracks, so it doesn't make sense to also do it to the bus. So let's go to our drum rack here. We're going to hit or our drum control here. We need to also map this to input to the master. Make sure that this one's also set to 50%. Map kick gain. Map snare gain. Map, this would be hat, gain, map, perks, gain, you get it. And now we go through each one of these, and we just do 50, 50, 50, 50. And now, this one single knob affects the gain of all these devices. So you're going to want to go ahead and do that for all the devices in your session. Once I'm done doing that for everything that I have, I'm probably going to save it as my default set and go ahead and go and watch the gain staging video, and you'll understand why you would need to do this. So for the loudest part of your track, you'll use this master knob to turn down the gain of every single track in your session to match the 0 dB VU level that's going to be set there. Hey, what's up? This is editing Connor coming at you. I wanted to actually go ahead and mention that this is probably something you really only do at the beginning of your mixing session, especially if you're doing a lot of printing of your tracks, which is something I'm going to start doing a lot more. I just finished watching the Afrojack interview with Excellent Sound, and he said that that's something Skrillex does a lot. He prints his tracks over and over and process print. So when you get down to the point where you're at your final mix, that's probably when you're going to go ahead and set up what I've shown in this video and then turn down that last level before you actually get to the mix. So let's go back to the video. I think I'm just gonna do the outro there. So see you there. Again, that's it for today. Stay tuned for this week's vlog where I show off my first actual decent production using some of these techniques. I got it super loud and it was really felt good. It's still practice and still training, but I'm getting to a place where I'm starting to actually understand and apply these concepts in a way that makes sense to me. Make sure to go check out BeatsbyVanityTV's video, subscribe to his channel, show him some love, and if you're enjoying this content and you want to continue to follow me along this journey, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you here, and I will catch you on the next one.